It will now be facilitating to remove meal and fluid to enable such a patients to die through the UK. While families and doctors are in treaty, care personnel will be capable to shoot feed tubes out of using to the trial of Protect. Dame Dark controlled down there was no infringement by the Humane Rights Convention. But against assisted moribund campaigners told vegetation patients are efficaciously departure to be starving and dewatered to die. The trial of Protect has controlled on cases for 25 years, but the trial can get months or year, and it expenses public health authorities on £50,000 in legislative charges to gatehouse and circulation. The governing could include an effect on the thousands of families whose favourite ones are in a vegetation country. Down there is alleged to be 1,500 new cases every year in England and Wales that would be struck, and on 3,000 of these patients live at any one period. The instance was driven to the high trial following an investment banker in his 50s incurred a cardiac assault, resultant in harsh marrow harm. He has with dead, but the instance extended, so how a trial governing could be done. Crane Sneak, Prof of Neurologic Rehab at Oxford Brookes College, told the judgment could affect thousands of patients and their families. He told the drawing was a really minimal estimation and could be lot high. For year, so length as loved ones accept, and he's in the top interests of a patient in a marginally deliberate or vegetation country. Doctors include been capable to remove all kinds of treat how will outcome in the end of whose lifetime. These involve, for copy, the departure of lifetime saving dialysis treatment. Doctors do not requirement the permit of a trial to be capable to do the. Yet, withdrawing meal and water supply, the largest main requirements for lifetime, has been processed otherwise. With the instance of Hillsborough surviving Anthony Mild in 1993, it has been recognized as a question of experience how doctors must search the adoption of a trial, though while they and loved ones accept departure would be in the top interests of the patient. It has been purified as an exclusion, in portion, maybe, since of the emotion and mental importance of the judgment to shoot assistance of a man. The has leading, several expert trust, in individuals conducting much longer on lifetime supporting in a vegetation country rather than was required, since hospitals include shied off of departure to trial due to the charge and red tape implicated. Mons governing makes precise how courts requirement not be implicated in these kinds of cases, so length as doctors and families are in treaty, and it is in the top interests of the patient. Yet, the judgment intermittent through ethics and sectarian beliefs and will share view. Several will see it as merciful and humanistic, other the removal of a urgent legislative protect for a very sensitive team. The person, named as Mr. Y, was unresponsive following his cardiac assault recent year, and down there was no opportunity of restoration. His household and his doctors coordinated it would be in his top interests to enable him to die by withdrawing his feed pipe. The NHS Confidence requested the top trial to announce how it was not required to use to the trial of Protect for a judgment, while the doctors and the household all trust it is in the patient's top interests. The magistrate coordinated, but the formal lawyer appealed on name of Mr. Y, and circulation that has now been sacked. The mom of a female whose thoroughness was ended following a trial of Protect governing welcomed the high trial's judgment and told it would do a extensive distinction. Jean Simpson's child Jody, 38, took an overdosage at household in Mound in Furness in 2012. It took several years for Jody to be evaluated as creature in a constant vegetation country, and following 2 assessments she was ultimately excited to a hospice care in 2016, wherever she died. Jean told if the high trial judgment had been about at the period of Jody's overdosage, I don't believe it would have lost on for 4 persons year. All how period me and her family were mourning and we fair weren't heard for, she added. The order to end thoroughness for vegetation patients began in 1993 in Tony Mild, who had been in a vegetation country with 1989, before the building of Lords coordinated how removal meal and water supply did not comprise assassination. But they did say relating such cases to the trial of Protect was top experience. In Mons high trial judgment, Dame Dark told entreaty among families and doctors was adequate protection to provide social trust. But she forced families to use to trial wherever down there are differences of type among loved ones or care professionals. Dr. Peter Saunders, CEO of Against Assisted Moribund Team Thoroughness Not Murder, told he was really worried and rather frustrated by the high trial governing on end thoroughness for vegetation patients, who are efficaciously departure to be starving and dewatered to die. He told it remote an further stratum of protect for sensitive and finance concerns on looking following vegetation patients could indicate decisions may be done for the incorrect reasons. But the mercy sympathy in moribund told it would enable such nearest to a man, their favorite ones and care crew, to sense backed and authorized to do the order judgment for the man, though while it is a hard